When you're running a business using an ERP system, getting all the right financial information, well, exactly where you need it, when you need it, can sometimes be tricky.
Absolutely. Things like overdue charges, for instance. If they aren't showing up clearly on, say, dunning letters, it can really affect your cash flow visibility and customer communication, too.
Exactly. It creates confusion. To help us understand a specific fix for this, we have Swetha with us. She's an associate functional consultant at Tiana Solutions.
Thanks for having me.
Swetha has about 15 years in the ERP space, resolving, I think, over 1,000 unique scenarios. Everything from reports, security, data migration, Power BI, quite the list.
Well, you see a lot over the years. In Tiana Solutions, yeah, we're the largest services partner for Acumatica Cloud ERP, helping partners and customers with implementations, customizations, support the whole package.
Great. So today we're doing a deep dive specifically into Acumatica, right? Focusing on how to make sure those overdue charge invoices actually appear on dunning letters.
That's the plan. It's a common enough scenario that pops up.
Okay, so let's set the scene. You had a client using Acumatica, and they noticed these overdue charges they were issuing just weren't showing up on the dunning letters sent out. What's the first place you look?
Right. So the initial thought is usually the dunning letter print form itself. You go into the report designer in Acumatica
Okay.
and you check, are there any hidden restrictions, any filters on the report template that might be kicking those specific invoice types out?
Like checking the blueprint, basically, to see if it was designed to exclude them.
Exactly. But in this case, the template was fine. No restrictions there.
Ah, so it wasn't the report design itself. Where did the issue actually lie then?
It turned out to be a configuration setting. You need to look in the accounts receivable preferences. There's a specific tab there for dunning letters.
The accounts receivable preferences. Okay.
Yeah, and under that tab, you have settings that control exactly which types of invoices and, crucially, which past due ranges get included on the letter.
So it wasn't a bug, more like how the system was set up by default.
Precisely. The standard setup typically only pulls invoices that are, say, 30, 60, 90, or maybe 120 days past due.
Right. The usual aging buckets.
Exactly. But overdue charges are often generated much more recently, maybe even today, so they wouldn't immediately fall into that 30-day plus category.
Ah, I see. So a charge generated yesterday wouldn't meet the minimum past due days criteria set by default, and boom, it's left off the letter.
That's exactly what was happening. The timing was the key.
So what was the fix you implemented for the client? Sounds like it might be straightforward if it's just a setting.
It was, thankfully. We just went back into those accounts receivable preferences under the Dunning Letters tab.
Damn.
We simply added 0 days past due as one of the criteria.
0 days. So basically include anything that's currently due, including brand new overdue charges.
Correct. By adding 0, you ensure that even the most recently generated overdue charge invoices are picked up and displayed on the Dunning letter. No waiting period needed.
That makes a lot of sense. A simple change, but I imagine the benefit is pretty significant for clarity.
Oh, definitely. The biggest win is transparency. The customer gets a Dunning letter that shows absolutely everything outstanding, including those recent fees. No surprises.
Yeah, it gives them the full picture of their account status. Probably helps with getting payments in faster, too.
It certainly can. Clearer communication usually leads to smoother accounts receivable processes. It just highlights how these seemingly small configuration settings in an ERP can really impact day-to-day financial ops and even customer relationships.
It really does. And I suppose this is where having expertise comes in handy.
Well, yes. For businesses facing similar hiccups in Acumatica or just looking to optimize how their system is configured, that's what Tiana Solutions specializes in: implementation, customization, support, finding these little tweaks that make a big difference.
So if listeners are using Acumatica and want to make sure things like this are set up correctly or need other help, how can they get in touch?
They can definitely reach out. The best way is probably to give us a call at 678-910-2774.
678-910-2774. Great. They can book an appointment to chat about their specific business needs.
Exactly. It's always worth considering, what other default settings in your system might be having unintended consequences. It often pays to take a closer look.
A great final thought. What might be hiding in plain sight in your settings? Thanks for walking us through that.